Welcome inside our CBS Sports studios. I'm Adam Shine alongside former Chicago Bear legend, the great Kyle Long, my guy, Kyle Long. And Kyle, I got to tell you, I'm loving what the Bears are doing. And you don't get points when it comes to the aesthetics with regards to wins. And I love the way the Bears are on this 4-game winning streak. We've seen them win on offense, defense, special teams, and the way they were able to get 2 wins this week that, frankly, I don't think over the last few years they would have won those games. The way they beat Washington, to me, was impressive. And the way they won today and the way they beat a pesky New Orleans Saints team and didn't succumb to Olave having a big game and getting it done on defense. Man, the monsters, the Midway, you lived it in Chicago. It's always about Bears football, always about Bears defense. Give Ben Johnson, give Dennis Allen, give Caleb Williams, give everyone on defense a lot of credit. I love what I'm seeing from the Chicago Bears.
And I do as well. And they got their head coach hiring correct with Ben Johnson. And we've seen it with Dennis Allen as well on the defensive side of the ball. And you know what? I know that there are Bears fans out there that are crazy about this football team. And I'll tell you I was somebody that was part of the 2018 Bears team where we had Mitchell Trubisky as the quarterback, who was a highly drafted player, and there was a lot of buzz around him. And Matt Nagy came in with Mitch Trubisky, and I watched the way that young quarterback was able to take his game to the next level. But the great thing about coaches like this, they don't put all of the onus on their quarterback. It's not just up to Caleb Williams to drop back and throw 52 times, get sacked 8 times, maybe throw 3 touchdowns and have 2 interceptions. No. This is a football team that you're watching in Chicago. And I think it starts up front, bringing in the right guys. Joe Thuney at the left guard spot has been nails. And I knew that he was going to be aces for them, and he has been. Drew Dahlman, the center, a guy who took less money to go play in Chicago. That speaks volumes about the type of guy he is. A Stanford man, by the way, so I knew he was smart. And he can pass block, he can run block. He's been great. DeAndre Swift was a big question mark, a big wild card in this offense. 138 scrimmage yards today, over 100 yards rushing, I believe. And last week, 175 scrimmage yards for DeAndre Swift, which tells me that Caleb Williams doesn't have any problem distributing the football at or around the line of scrimmage, getting the ball out of his hand, not taking sacks, which last year, let's be honest, the numbers were astronomical.
Absolutely.
They were diabolical. It was nightmarish, okay, as an offensive lineman and watching as a Bears fan. The ball is out. There are guys out there, and Rome Odunze, DJ Moore, and now Colston Loveland coming on, having some action today that really make you rest a little bit easier as a Bears fan. It's not all on the quarterback. But this isn't an offensive conversation, okay? This is about the Bears defense, the monsters of the Midway. And I mentioned 2018 earlier, and Trubisky not having to carry the weight of the entire team. Well, it was the defense, and it was Vic Fangio at that time. But now it's Dennis Allen, who's got his fingerprints all over this defense. And you know what? It's opportunistic third and second level of the defense play, getting turnovers. They lead the National Football League in turnovers right now, and I think that's really impressive. It's 16 on the season for this group, 15 takeaways over the last 4 games.
What a stat.
15 takeaways over the last 4 games. Now, take a look at the way they started the season. Monday Night Football, much ado about the young quarterbacks, J.J. McCarthy versus Caleb Williams. Neither of those quarterbacks really won or lost that game, right? It was about the Vikings. They were more prepared to play on Monday night. And then you go to Detroit, and let's be honest, it was a bloodbath. 21-52 was the final score of that game. But that's kind of what you expect from the Detroit Lions at home, particularly in a revenge game. But then they win 4 straight games: Cowboys, Raiders, Commanders, Saints. And next week on CBS at 1 o'clock, J.J. Watt, Iron Eagle special in Baltimore against the, let's be honest, they're injured, the Ravens. They have been struggling. Ben Johnson's going to have his team ready to play again. It's like when we talk about the Patriots, you know what kind of culture they have from Mike Vrabel. I think Ben Johnson is starting to establish himself as one of these culture guys, okay? And Dennis Allen being right there in his hip pocket is as big of a help as any in Chicago right now. I've been really impressed with this team. I've been impressed with Caleb Williams. The numbers haven't been gaudy, okay? It hasn't looked as sexy as some people like myself would have imagined. But the thing that I love and respect about Caleb Williams, he's never too high, he's never too low, and when your team needs you to make a play, you make it.
Also, it's pretty crystal clear he's taken to Ben Johnson's coaching. You use the word, and I don't want it to just sit without a comment, diabolical in describing some of the offensive issues from a year ago. And that was Shane Waldron, that was Matt Eberflus, that was Caleb Williams.
Diabolical.
Diabolical.
Criminal.
That is the worst word you could use, and it's accurate when you look at the 2024 Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson was the perfect human on the planet for Chicago to hire. I picked him to the playoffs this year. I love the Dennis Allen appointment as defensive coordinator. He's not a head coach, defensive coordinator, sensational. Then I hurt my back after week 2 jumping off the bandwagon. 0-2, they get absolutely destroyed against Detroit. This team feels legit. The defense. I was not a believer in Swift as the running back for this team. I thought that was a mistake not finding one. Draft, free agency. Think about the runners that Ben Johnson had in Detroit. I thought that was a mistake. Swift has taken his game to a different level. That's been incredible to watch. And Caleb is not making game-changing mistakes. And they're still, Kyle, and this is what is dreaming. You're a fan of the Chicago Bears. A whole nother level. Like last year, the team was 4-2. We know about the Hail Mary. We know about what transpired in Arizona. We know what happened on the Fail Mary, excuse me. What happened on Thanksgiving. No one took the cheese on Chicago. Now you see 4-2. You mentioned the Baltimore game. Even if Lamar comes back, there is believability here that the Chicago Bears can beat anyone, anywhere, and win any style of fight.
Absolutely. And when I spoke to Ben Johnson during training camp, right before they went and played the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions, he said to me in a hallway, we were by ourselves, and I was like, what kind of football team do you have? And he goes, I'll have more for you after the first 4 weeks, but I can promise you this. We are going to fly around. Dennis Allen's got the defense right, and we're going to be physical up front. The way they've put teams away has been just that. It's been right behind their best players. You saw Darnell Wright get out there last week, block 2 guys to seal the football game on a pin-pull toss. This week, DeAndre Swift running between the tackles, okay? Double teams are the flavor of the month right now for the Chicago Bears. They can run it, they can throw it, and like I said about Caleb Williams, when it becomes time for crunch time, this young man has delivered.
For Kyle Long, I'm Adam Shine. We'll see you soon. CBS Sports YouTube.